Bow, 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 bow. DtF and Co's Ohio Grow Show. Back at it again. What is going on, everybody? How are you? Let's get this shit pop locking and dropping. Hang on here, guys. Let me go grab my coffee and turn off this damn fan. How is everybody? Drop it in the chat. What are you smoking? What we toking? Are we smoking joints? Are we smoking bongs? What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody's weekend been? 1 second. Okay, we got the coffee. How is everybody doing? What's going on in the chat right now? Sorry for the late show start here. Wasn't really that late, I guess. What up? What up, Aussie? Chopped cherries and sugar wax and limoncello. That sounds fire. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I'm about to smoke on these dabs right here. Everybody pack one up real quick. What's good, Bluesman? How you doing, brother? We're just talking about what we're toking on and what everybody's smoking with, and big chilling for a second here before we get started. You already know, got the coffee and kush on deck all day, every day. Hey, Kelly, what's good? What is up? What is up? Go ahead and share this out. Share this out with some people. Card for the win, always, brother. Always for the win. Share this out. Let people know. Today is a little bit of a different presentation because we're just gonna review some of last week's terms and discussion, and then we're actually going to be talking more about how everything we've talked about so far actually plays into the Beginners Breeders Project for 2025, which, if you've been here since the beginning, what we're doing right now is I'm in the middle of a seed preservation conservation run of Todd McCormick's Authentic Genetics Seed Co. Skunk number 1 inbred line. So what that means is essentially I got a 10-pack of seeds from him. They're regulars, so we have a chance to have males. So far 8 out of the 10 lived, so they're growing right now, and basically I'm going to be taking these and letting the open pollination occur so I can have more seeds, essentially. But also on top of that, the reason for the open pollination is because, yeah, you can get a lot of seeds, but then also you're not limited to one parent stock of just one male father and one female mother, you know. So if since I got 8 plants, let's say there's 4 males, 4 females, well, that's 4 different gene pools being put into the next progeny or the F1 generation. And then from there, you continually select and select and select for stuff that you want, while also taking out the things that you don't want. So that's where we're leading towards, and I just wanted to give an update about that. And I figured before we get any further in the discussions about just plant breeding and genetics or biology or whatever, I figured let's tie it all together back to why we even started this, which is because of this project right here, the Skunk number 1 project. So what I want to do with this is get the seeds, select a keeper mother and a father, and then way down the line here, I have 3 crosses of my own, 2 accidental and 1 that I did intentionally. Way further down the line, I'm going to get the skunk stabilized and picked out for what I want with keeper cuts, and then the same thing is going to happen for my crosses of my own. I'm going to go through and stabilize the line, select for stuff that I want and stuff that I don't want, take that out, and then basically get that to the point where I have keeper cuts of that. And then what's going to happen is eventually is taking the skunk that I found as keeper this, keeper that, and then crossing that over to my keeper cuts of the my crosses. So that's the long-term goal. That's going to be way down further in the future, because I mean, yeah, you can do it half-assed, but I was always taught if you're going to do something, do it right the first time. That way you don't have to do it again. And also to do proper breeding and to select for stuff that you want, and to take it does help to start with an already inbred line like skunk number 1. So that was another reason why to start with something like that, is because it's already searched through. They already have some selections already pre-made, so it'll help along in the process of not having to spend as much time selecting through and taking out all the bad traits, because they should theoretically all be non-existent, because that's the stuff that I would imagine that I paid for. I paid money for the seeds, so if I pay money for something, I want to get quality in return. So that's what I would say my money value went to, is that they're selected through already, and they're like, if you go on his website, they're their original skunk ones from Mel Frank. So we'll get into that later here, but that's the rundown of what's going on. So what we're going to see throughout here is brief overview of last week's presentation. Run through here, we're going to show all my current skunks that I have going, all 8 of them, what I want to do with them. I was trying to add some videos about cloning and stuff too, but we'll just talk about that as we go along here. So let's hop back in the chat. Let's smoke a fat one real quick before we get started, but that's just the rundown of what's going on today. It's been a pretty good day though, I will say. What up, Zabud? How's it going? I'm not sure. I hope it's not out of an episode of The Walking Dead. Shit. Barry Prankster, Puff Puff Pass. But yeah, that's what's going on here. So we're about to get started here after we smack the shit out of this. So everybody cheers here. Pack it up. I'm just smoking on some dab reclaim. I need to get some more dab soon, but this shit'll do. Help me on a rainy day. How's everybody's gardens looking? How's everybody's everything looking? Everybody doing good? We big chillin' on a Sunday. Hopefully, at least. Appreciate you guys being here. Oh shit, it's Dab 30. Oh shit. Oh, actually, before we get started, special thanks to Culture and Seco, Dab Marino, and P&W Cultivar. And thank you to everybody here watching right now. You already know it's Dab 30. Smack that shit. Cheers, guys. Here we go. Always nice to smack a fat Dabarooski. Woo! And that's that. That's that motherfucking dab. Without further ado, let's get started. Once again, shout out to JoJo, as always, for the dope-ass background pictures. One love, brother. And so, let's start off with a review of last week. So, we talked about last week a few different concepts and a few different terms. Some terms being the incomplete dominance and codominance, bottlenecking genetics, gametogenesis, and etc. So let's just start with codominance and what that was. And yeah, so codominance occurs when A heterozygote has two alleles of a gene that are both dominant. Now, if we remember here, we have heterozygotes and we have homozygotes. Heterozygotes have two different traits. Homozygotes have two of the same traits. So, instead of one showing recessive qualities and being muted in codominance, it's an anomaly because there's actually two dominant alleles being expressed and shown. So our example from last week was the camellia plants, where they had the pink and white flowers being shown. So that would be a heterozygote codominance example, because the allele for that is a heterozygote. It's two different traits, but they're both dominant, so that's why they're both being expressed. Incomplete dominance, if we remember, results in a couple different phenotypes. So if we remember this one, this was like there was different phenotypes displayed, and there's homozygotes involved with this one. So this one you can actually predict with a Punnett square, but that's not stuff we're going to worry about right now. This is more or less just to refresh your guys' memory about the stuff we talked about. But yeah, so that was that. And if we remember, the codominant, like we said, was the one where they expressed red and pink flowers, and then the other one was when it was one solid color. So bottlenecking. So what's this? Bottlenecking is a reduction in the population size, which leads to a loss of the genetic diversity. This can be caused by human interference, environmental factors, and just as it says, implications you don't have as much genetic diversity, which this leads to increased susceptibility to harsh environments and diseases, and it's really resulting from a lack of unique alleles, or just traits that push the plant to its maximum. Because if you think about it in the terms of cannabis, some people intentionally towards the end of flower will start to stress out the flowers to simulate, if it's indoor, to simulate outdoor temperature changes. And like as you get, let's say you're growing in the Midwest outdoors, and you go to plant in the summer or something, and then you go naturally from summer to midsummer, late summer, and then into fall, and eventually starting to get close to winter time. Well, obviously the weather's changing at this time as well, and this is providing different stressors and causing the plant to produce different hormones and have different reactions to its environment. So you can simulate that indoors, and some people will try to do that by changing their temperatures and trying to just stimulate trichome production and get more. Because if you drop the temperatures, the colder and colder it gets, the more and more anthocyanins want to be produced, I believe is what it is. And what this does is it causes the plant to kind of freak out a little bit, but in a good way. It's kind of like when we work out, like it's really hard to go on a run, or it's really hard to go work out and stuff, but if you do it, it does put you out of a state of comfort. You're not comfortable, but it helps you, and essentially that's what these stressors in the environment do for the plants. If the plant's not strong enough to survive through those stressors, then it's really not that good of a plant. So that's kind of what bottlenecking is, in a sense, is like, it's if we take out all, so this is kind of what happened to land races. If we take out all of the land race plants, and we're like, oh yeah, we want to take these, and we want to take this and cross it to this, and we don't want it to do this because it takes too long to flower. It's taking 14-15 weeks to flower. We need it to flower in 10. All that's going to play a part into bottlenecking, because once you start to take out traits, there's other traits that are like we already know, there's dominant and recessive traits, so maybe there's something associated or linked to those longer period and longer flowering cultivars and land races. Maybe there was something linked to those, whether it be terpenes or the structure of the plant, or whatever you can possibly think of. If maybe there was something linked to that recessively that is no longer present or prevalent because of bottlenecking. So that is what the implications of that is that we're basically at a point where we don't even know what we're missing out on because a lot of us haven't even experienced it. So that's the effect of bottlenecking. You don't know what you don't know. So that's another reason why it's important to want to breed correctly and to want to not bottleneck, because you're potentially losing something forever, and you don't want to do that. And in regards to the skunk project that I'm doing and cloning, a way to avoid bottlenecking is to, and this is something that Cultigen told me, so a way to avoid bottlenecking, let me take a drink of my coffee before we get too crazy here, hold on. Okay, so Cultigen told me a really good way to avoid bottlenecking, and it's just really good standard operating procedures, is to take clones of everything. And essentially what this is going to do is, yes, it takes up space, but if you're breeding, you don't even have to be a serious breeder. It could just be you're taking cuts because you like, oh man, you like, oh damn, this shit was fire. Like, you know, everybody has something that they like. So let's just say you're cloning something, right? He always told me you want to take 2 clones. Why 2 clones? Well, you take 1 clone, it doesn't root, and you went ahead and kept growing, and then now you are fumbling trying to take a clone mid-flower, which you can do. It's not impossible or nothing, but still, you know, if you take 2, one doesn't survive, one does, bam bam boom, you're good to go, because then you can just take cuts off of that next one that grows. So he always said take 2, and the reason I'm mentioning this and bottlenecking in the skunk project is because the reason that I would want to take, so there's 8 plants of the skunks that have survived and lived. Even if I don't like it or don't like the way it looks, this, that, and the third, I'm still going to take clones of all 8 of those, and I'm going to take 2 clones, and hopefully they both root, and then I'll just choose whatever the strongest one is if they both root, and then I'll get rid of the other one. But the purpose of taking these clones is to eventually, as you're going through and you get the seeds or the progeny of this first skunk that I'm going to get the progeny of it, which is just the F1 generation. I can have these seeds, and I have the parents technically still on backup because I took these clones, right? So even if you get rid of the plants, you harvest them, you get your seeds, and you know, you get rid of everything, blah 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 blah, you still have the mother and the father original P1 parental generation 1 version 1 generation of that genetic line. So what he was explaining to me is that from the F1 progeny, or the first offspring generation that you get from your first pollination so for me it'd be my first open pollination of the skunk. When I get this and I have this genetic backup because I took clones of the parents, I can then, as I go through and select through the first generation, through the second generation, through the third generation, through the fourth generation, through the fifth generation of offspring, I can take, if I'm taking clones of everything, I'm not bottlenecking anything or losing any genetics because I did not get rid of them. I didn't kill those plants. They're still alive. I can still take P1 V1 and then take it to the F1 V1 F2. Like he was explaining to me, it can get really really deep if you want it to. So we'll just keep it kind of simple, but essentially cloning equals storage of genetic data. So if you can clone and you have the time and you have the space, and you know you won't get frustrated about it, because I'll tell you what, I'm getting frustrated trying to clone. I have 3 clones that I have, and only one of them have rooted, and it kind of makes me a little bit like discouraged, but I'm gonna keep at it. I'm not using rooting hormones or nothing, but yeah, so clone to prevent bottlenecking. So he was just telling me take the parents, clone those, and then if you go through and select some more in the F1 generation, clone those or clone all of them, because you never know, if you take something and combine it, you might get something That's like that one. So that's just what we're talking about there. Okay, so implications: reduced gene pool, less genetic diversity, genetic drift is more likely to occur, and this is just the chance for fluctuations in allele frequencies, and overall reduced adaptability. So it just means there's going to be less of them that are of the standard that you would like. Excuse me. The founder's effect. So a population becomes bottlenecked, and then this occurrence called a founder's effect, which is a new colony of a few samples of their original population. Let's say they took 10 specimens of their original land race and then only worked with those 10. Well, now that's bottlenecked, and once those things have progeny, there's going to be a founder's effect that occurs, because we have the example. It's a few samples of the original population, and what happens is there's a reduced variation due to fewer original specimens, which means just basically less genetic combinations or genetic diversity, and it could be an untrue representation of their original population because there is no comparison to the original one. So here we go here. This is where the new stuff starts, or just basically where I'm talking about the Beginners Breeders Project. This is my skunk parent 1 version 1. That's what the P1 and V1 stand for, number 1. So overall, remember, this is the skunk number 1 by Authentic Genetics Seed Co. But I'm going to try to start using terminology or nomenclature like this. I'm going to consult more with Cultigen and just looking at more stuff too, because there is a correct way to do it, like pedigrees and stuff, like circles is females, squares is males, stuff like that. But that's for later date, so we're just going to take care of that later. So here's what I would like to do. I want to do weekly updates with this from now on, because here soon I'm going to flip these to flower, and as they grow I want to just continually take like pictures or videos or whatever it may be and have these on here so we can see what's going on with them and we can talk about it. So this one, the reason it's looking a little bit weird where the apical stem would be is because I cloned this one right before I took a picture of this one. So when you clone, Cultigen was telling me, and just if you watch videos and stuff too, you can take clones of the apical stem, or which is that main stem that always grows the tallest before, if you don't top it, it's that one that sticks up the tallest. That's the apical stem. So you can take stems from that, or clones from that, or you can take one from the offshoot branches or auxiliary branches, and you can take one from there. And there's benefits and pros and cons to each. Typically, the apical clone cuttings will have faster root growth, but it'll hinder the plant that is growing the most. If you take an auxiliary cut, it won't hinder the growing plant as much, but it might take a little bit longer to root. But a lot of people use rooting hormones, so that's really not a problem for most people. I don't have any of those right now, so I'm not doing that. So kind of just winging it. And you can clone in various types of way: peat moss, rock wool, water, aeroponically, straight into soil, lots of different ways. For me, I'm doing a little experiment where I'm going to take these clones and I'm going to try to do a couple straight into soil. I'm going to try to do a couple into water and see what happens. So this is the P1 V1 number 1, and it was pretty tall, especially since I chopped off a little bit of the apical stem. Internodal spacing was a bit lengthy, a little bit more than I liked, and there wasn't as many bud sites that could be there. But once again, it's to be expected of the skunk number 1. We'll talk about the genetic lineage here at the end. And I'm going to try to keep updating on what it smells like just in general, if I can smell anything, and then doing the stem rubs too. Oh shit. It's just important to be able to do that. So for this one, it was more of just that typical plant smell, that chlorophyll aroma. But then when I did the stem rub on it, it had just this smidge pungent smell to it, and it was pretty good. I liked it. So So this is number 2. This is skunk P1 V1 number 2. So this would be phenotype number 2. This one was actually a bit weird, and it could have been just because my damn cats, dude, they be jumping on top of my fucking grow tent sometimes. So I don't know if they knock over my shit, or they just be rustling it around in the dirt when they're growing. But if you look at it right here, you can really see that on the right hand side, that picture, it's almost looking like it's a S. Like it grew in a really weird way. And it has really tight internodal spacing. But it's growing. It's pretty. I will say I put every single one of these seedlings through the fucking ringer. They have been drought resistant for days. They've had leaves to the point where they're just falling off of them. Like I've been stressing the fuck out of them, and they're just in little red solo cups, and they're doing pretty okay for what's been going on to them and stuff. So and that's been intentionally, just because I want to see what the fuck's going on with them and stuff, and that's good that they're still growing. So hopefully that rings true when we go into flower in here and stuff. So for this one, like I said and noted, that there's that strange growth structure, very tight and compact internodal spacing, and it definitely was the shortest of the 8. And this one was weird because it had kind of like this peppery smell, and I was like, huh. Yeah, it was just kind of very. It stood out a lot because it didn't smell like the rest. And the stem rub was gassy. So I did really like that too. So skunk P1 V1 phenotype number 3. So this one had really good growth, and you can see it really stacked up pretty nicely here. The apical stem sticking up there pretty tall, and I'm not really doing much in terms of like training and like topping and whatnot, because like I said, I just want to get this seed preservation run went through, so I can get more seeds of this that I can hunt through. So pretty average internodal spacing. This one had a really pungent nose. A few of them did, and this stem rub on this one was very fruity and kind of gassy. Not like a stinky gassy, but like more towards like the sweet gassy, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I liked it. It was nice. So next one we have here is the skunk P1 V1 phenotype number 4. And this one actually was the tallest one. I don't know if you can tell, but that top apical stem there on the left hand side, that's actually bent down towards me a little bit when I took the picture. And if it was standing up, it would be a little bit taller, but easily the tallest one. It had really good growth. If you look, you can see the auxiliary stems are doing amazing, growing up and catching up to that apical stem. They're doing really good with the growth, and you can see that from the top shot as well. But yeah, I really like this one. So this one had good stacking, good internodal spacing, and this one, like I said, was the tallest of the 8. And the stem rub, I kept putting run, gosh dang it. The stem rub was definitely more chlorophyll, and it smelled just like a plant basically, but it didn't really have a nose to it either. But that could change too. It's still, you know, it's just in a red solo cup and veg still. So okay here. So here's what's gonna go on here. Yo, Enchanted, what's good, son? Finishing up pizza and some Bubba Kush. That's what's up, brother. Hey, everybody, let's smack one. Let's hit something real quick. But yeah, freaking me and Enchanted been talking a little bit. Me and a couple other people. Coltagen, Bluesman. Good to have good people around. Actually, Bluesman put me on to some, shout out to Bluesman. He put me on to Jinx Proof Genetics. I actually just got some 9-pound hammer, Morning Vibes 2.0, and like, I think watermelon caper. They were doing some type of sale, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Yes, I've heard of 9-pound hammer a lot, and Bluesman was saying it's really good, and he was showing me some of the stuff that he grew of 9-pound hammer, and it looked really good. He said it had a real grapey gas nose, and I was like, yeah, that sounds like some shit that I want to try. So excited to get that here soon. But yeah, let's smoke one real quick. Shout out to you, Bluesman. This dap hit's for you, brother. Good looking out. Oh, listen, if anybody has any recommendations on good genetics, whether it be modern genetics, old school genetics, 90s, whatever it is, please get a hold of me on my Instagram, dude. I'm always looking for good genetics. Always, always, always. So, it would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, let's smack a dab real quick. Also, I don't have too many. Excuse me. Yawning. I don't have too high hopes for my re-vegging project going on right now. They're looking pretty iffy, but we're we're gonna keep holding out hope here, and hopefully something happens. But I'm not holding my breath on that one. I'll put some updates on here later. But yeah, they're looking a little bit. But yeah, we're definitely getting there. Definitely. But yeah, let's hit this real quick. Hang on, I gotta clean out a little bit of this. But yeah, we got a couple more here to go through. One of the beginner's breeder project skunks here. So, like we were talking about, the reason we want to take clones is essentially, yeah, it sucks because you got to take up space for them, but if you want to do stuff the right way and be able to, have a genetic database, you're going to have to be able to have like areas for your clones and stuff, whether it be male or female. So just something to think about if you do want to end up breeding. It's not, people are going to breed and do whatever they're going to do, and that's okay, but I just would like to make sure if I'm going to make something that it's something that, one, I enjoy, but then also it's not bullshit, it's not stuff that's just half-assed. I think everybody here in the chat, we all appreciate good tree, like good, it's when you get good stuff, it's just like, oh yeah, dude, like it's very nice. So you gotta appreciate that type of stuff, and good things take time. So yeah, that's the only bad thing about this, is that it's gonna take time, but that's all right. I'm very excited about it. I like the thought of being able to continuously grow these plants and then select through them for stuff that I like, whether it be terpenes or the way it makes me feel or the structure, and then I find something I like and I'm going to take it and cross it with something else I like, and then that's going to make something else, and I get to grow that out. It's pretty cool, I think. It's just a fun little thing. It's like a continuous experiment, really. But yeah, we're going to hit this dab real quick. Got this cleaned out. Number one thing Todd McCormick said when I emailed him, he said, breed for what you like. If you do that, you find stuff that you like and you can genuinely say, yeah, I'm proud of this and I like it, then he said you win. That's the whole point. So he was just excited that people are using his genetics to breed with, and he said that he wants everybody to breed with his work. So it's just one of those things where, like I said earlier, that's eventually going to be what happens, and that's why I'm doing this initial skunk run, is to eventually, with the end goal of having keeper cuts of it, whether of male and female, and then taking those and crossing that to keeper cuts of the crosses of mine, and then going through and selecting through those, and bam, bam, bam. And like I said, it's a continuous experiment. You just keep going and keep going and keep going. So that's what we're going to do. It was a happy accident, and look where we are now. Episode number 8, DtF and Co's Ohio Grow Show, bitch. Shit. Killing it in this bitch. I appreciate everybody in this bitch. I don't care if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 500, 200, 0. It don't matter. I appreciate it. Alright. Once again, I'm just rambling too, so we're going to hit this dab and keep on going with the show. Don't want to keep you good folks. I know you got stuff to do. Everybody does. Don't forget to smoke up. Say you love your loved ones. Say what up. Call your mom, call your dad. Say what up. I just fucking smoked and watched DTF and Co's Ohio Grow Show. Did you? And if they didn't, they're fucking lame. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. But they should watch it though. They should. I do try to review the videos before I come back on and make sure I'm not talking complete bullcrap, you know? I don't do the best job. I always want to do better, so. But I think I'm doing okay. I have fun doing it, so I think that's one of the main things. I'm not here to win nothing. I'm here to enjoy my time with you good folks. Cheers. So here we have Skunk P1 V1 Pheno number 5. And you can see this one looks a little bit smaller, just in regards to like the internodal spacing. It was smaller. I think this one was a bit flimsy too, just like with the structure. It wasn't standing up really good by itself. Leaves are, you can see they're pretty big here. Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was a good one. Average height, slight smell to it. There was a lot of bud sites on it too. For as tight as the internodal stacking was, I thought it'd be like maybe only a couple, but it was really tight, compact, and there was a lot of bud sites. And yep, like I said, this was the one that was having trouble staying up on its own. But yeah, I'm not sure how this project's gonna go with me trying to utilize just the solo cups as the final medium for everything. I'm hoping that I can still get a decent amount of seeds, so if anybody has any video suggestions about people I can watch that maybe have bred and red solo cups before, maybe send those over to me. But yeah, just trying it out to see what happens. Hey, if I even get a few seeds, I'll be happy. That's all I need. I mean, ideally I would like to have a lot of seeds, because the more you have, the more you can search through. So this was the P1 V1 Pheno number 6, and like I said, as you can see on the right hand side, and because of the tips of these few of these leaves here, the fan leaves, I put these things through a lot of stress, a lot of stress, to the point where they were cannibalizing themselves and eating their leaves, and they were like falling off. So they're doing really good, honestly, and I'm pretty excited about that, because that will translate into its offspring. So it's just something to be aware of. This one, you can see that it has pretty good internodal stacking. It's not as compact as that last one. You can really see that spaced out quite a bit. It was pretty average height. It wasn't nothing crazy. There wasn't much of a smell to it, and the stem rub was basically just that plant smell, the chlorophyll smell. But still, it's still just veg. It could change easily. So here we got the skunk one, or the skunk P1 V1 phenotype number 7. This one had, as you can see, it's a bit more compact than that previous skunk number 6 pheno. And once again, all of these have been in the same environment, and they've all been being stressed out quite extensively. So that's why they're pretty yellow and looking all crazy and stuff. And you know, you have to do that a little bit just to make sure they're not, you know, it's not no bullshit. I didn't expect them to be, but you have to make sure. Like I said, tighter internodal spacing. This one had a mix of, it wasn't completely just chlorophyll like a plant smell. It had just a little bit, after you like took that smell of it, it had that little like, oh, okay, that smells a little bit stronger than just a plant. And the stem rub was kind of similar, just a little mild. Like I said, good drought resistant. There's been numerous times I've taken these and I've just let them go beyond what they should, of not receiving water, and they're doing really good in spite of that. And there's been a couple of them that have been recovering pretty well when they get like that. Like that one that was here. We'll go back to it. This one right here. Hang on, let me take a sip of coffee. This one right here, I really thought was going to die because it was going through one of those periods where I just was not watering it like I should be, and I was like, damn, when I got it out to water it was all just, if you ever seen a plant that needs water really bad, it was all shriveled up and just it was disgusting. Well, I watered it, put a little plastic baggie over the top as a makeshift humidity dome, and I just checked it the next day, and it survived, and here it is still. It's looking crazy, but it's alive, dude. It's alive. I mean, really, if you look at it, it has the most green, or like most vigorous growth, all things considering. I mean, this one looked pretty good too, but look at that. I mean, the green in comparison to that, you can see that it has brown on it. Or is yellowing a little bit. That one's not as bad, but yeah, brown on it. But yeah, number 7 here, you can see she got beat up a little bit, but yeah, overall though, I'm really liking the average stacking. It's all looking to be about similar. There's a few anomalies, that really tall one and that really weird shaped one, but like I said, I think that weird shaped one might have been user error, meaning my fault. So not going to discontinue it, and we're just going to let the open pollination occur. I'm going to try my best to control the pollination in regards to like maybe not let the entire pollen just get everywhere, like maybe try to use like baggies to collect pollen, and maybe, I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out in my head, but we'll get there. But yeah, so we got one more to look at. What's everybody growing right now? Is everybody growing some fucking fire genetics? What we got? Skunky Steve, what up? That's right, Skunky, you already know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, this coffee's fucking fire, dude. We're gonna get there, everybody. So number 8. Number 8 here. Okay, so number 8, good internodal stacking. This one had a real pungent gas smell to it. And it really, once again, you can see it was all fucked up. Lemon pie sounds fire. Yes, sir. Those autos are going to be good, too. The stem rub on this one was really chlorophyll, just plant smelling. And they're all doing good. I'm really excited to get these seeds going and see what happens here. So, yeah, that's what's going on over on this side. Anything exciting going on in your guys' grow world, or just world in general? Let's hear about you guys for a bit here. You got that Drocanian droll. .37 parallel the runts. I got some of the Saurian runts. I got Drocanian droll. Dude, room for the parallel. Adirondack, I think he only had a limited amount of the parallel. I think he gave a lot of those out to this dude that was doing like a live stream, like awards event or something that Cultigen was sponsoring. I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to him, but I'm sure he'll get you hooked up. If he can't get you hooked up with another pack of them, brother, I'll make sure I get you another pack. I still got some more of the Draconian Drolls, and yeah, I can make sure I get you another pack of those if you need one, man. No biggie. No biggie. I don't mind sending anybody seeds if you guys want some. It's just a matter of, like, you know, just making sure you guys, like, get stuff and not, you know, everybody get it and be satisfied, you know. Like with Colchigen sent all of his seeds, it was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, I was super excited. So that's how I want you guys to feel too. So I'm always down for trading stuff, you know. I'm freaking like a little kid in a candy store. I love collecting genetics, dude. It's fun. It's fun, but then also you gotta think, like, once they're gone, they're gone. If somebody has something that it's a limited release or this, that, and the third, it's important, because as we get further here into the future, it's kind of really uncertain what's gonna happen when it comes to, and Colchigen talks about this, plant breeder rights and just genetics in general. Like, is it gonna be you know, monopolized and all that type of stuff. So it's important for us as individuals to keep the stuff that we like and kind of just safe harbor it, you know. That's kind of how it happened in the past and how we got to this point now. So if we just take that torch and carry it on, I think we'll head in the right direction, and we'll figure out as we go, just as we always do. Shit. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I really like having the grow office, like, and like the fucking setup, just chilling right here, you know what I mean? It's really nice just looking at the stuff. I'm right now, before you guys see me on a live again where it's my face and stuff, I got on my back wall, I'm trying to accumulate paintings and stickers and all that type of stuff, so it's not looking all bare like it used to and everything. So we're gonna get that taken care of, and we'll have a live stream here soon with just big chilling and shit. Maybe show the garden or something, but I gotta figure out how to hang up a few things. I got this one really cool Tiki Cookies poster that's fucking, it needs to be hung up. It's really nice. But yeah, so that's what's going on this side over here. Let's see if anybody's talking about something. Bam, bam, bam. Beans on my sports card, hell yeah. 9 strains up and coming black Tropicana cherry, Mindo jelly, Cackle Snatch, Sour Geisel, Triangle Kush, Grand Chocolate, Falcon Heavy, Punch Drunk Ape, and Iced Out Skunk. Oh yeah, the channel F2s. I got you. Andrew, I'm back. I'll double check. Hell yeah, check out Skunky Steve. Here, let me make you a moderator, brother, so everybody can follow each other. Bam. And Skunky Steve, did you mean that those are 9 strains that you're growing or that you're making? All those sound really good. I think the Sour Geisel sounds really good. The Triangle Kush and the Punch Drunk Ape and the Iced Out Skunk, those all sound really good. I have a Geisel Fallen Soldiers by CSI Humboldt growing right now in a 10-gallon pot. Nice, Skunky, nice. Yeah, that's dope, dude. I'm getting inspired by my homie Blue Collar Grower on YouTube and Instagram, because he has a really dope garden bed that he has in one of his tents, and it's dope, dude. It's super dope. And I'd really like to have a garden bed like that. I think it'd be really cool to be able to grow one like that. I wish there wasn't so many rules about growing. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, actually, funny thing about the CSI Humble, one about that, the Geisel Fallen Soldiers, I got that from Colchigen. He gave it to me for my birthday, dude, so shout out to him, dude. Thank you. Yeah, Cultigen's been putting me on a lot, bro, about like the the legit breeders and just stuff in general. I'm really I'm really excited about that Giesel. She's still pretty small. My goal is because, dude, I only had one seed of it. He gave it to me. He's like, man, there's only one seed in there. I was like, shit. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to get it to go, and hopefully, freaking, I can clone it and do, and I'd like to preserve it. But yeah, I think it's really important to make sure you preserve stuff that you like, and if this is something I like, I definitely want to keep it. But even just in general, like, just keeping it, it'd be cool. I don't know. I've never had anything Giesel or Diesel, so like this is kind of my first experience with it. Skunky Steve, do you know what Giesel is? The lineage, just off the top of your, off the dome. I don't know, dude. I'm just asking. Does anybody know what's the lineage? What's the lineage on Giesel or that type of stuff? Where does that come from? Is it Grease Monkey and Diesel together? That would be my guess if I had to take a stab at it. Skunky Steve is the place to be. You already know. You gotta check out his channel, dude. Come on now. I'm excited about it. Oh, quick reminder. Everybody, if you haven't done it this week, make sure you do an integrated pest management. Don't let those bugs get your plants. Make sure you take care of that shit. Right now I'm using Builder Soil's Formula EM5, I believe it is. It's all organic, like essential oils and stuff. Pretty good stuff. If I don't use that, I use Losco's Plant Therapy. It's also essential oils and stuff. Both really good companies. Make sure you take care of them plants, because they take care of you. But let's see what we got here. We're gonna run it till 8:30, guys, and then that's all I got for you. That's all. This is a nice, easy, chill one today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. It's Sour Diesel and Giesel. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, great PSA. Hey, thanks, Bluesman. I appreciate you, brother. And thank you, Skunky Steve, for that information. But yeah, shit, dude. What are you guys getting into after this? Anybody got any lives that are going on, or anybody what's going on here after this? Deep clean, then reset on Saturday next week. Yes, sir. You already know. Oh man. Gotta get ready for work tomorrow. Gotta pack some lunch. That's what I'm about to do after this. Pack some lunch up, do some dishes, stuff like that. Good stuff, Aussie. Good stuff. Hell yeah. I have a little bit of that to do myself. I need to get some more like plant saucers, like to catch water, and then like the plant risers, so that my plants aren't just sitting inside the Oh damn, Giesel is Kim Dog and Mass Super Skunk. That sounds fucking fire, dude. Bluesman, yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yep, yes sir. That's pretty early, brother. That's around the time I try to get up and stuff. That does come around pretty fast here. That's probably why I'm yawning already. But yeah, that's what's going on this side. I mean, yeah, we're just basically big chilling. getting shit done. I need to order some, like I said, plant risers. Oh, dude, hell yeah, Aussie. Let me know how that goes, man. I have some raised beds outside. I'm really excited to start planting some stuff in there. I want to get like fucking strawberries and watermelons and etc. Vegetables. Hey, that's the cool thing about plants, man, and you know, nutrients and stuff. That all plants need nutrients, so a lot of this stuff doesn't just apply. I mean, don't get me wrong, more plants are obviously, cannabis is different than a fucking cucumber plant, but you know what I mean. They need nutrients all the same. So I'm actually looking over here at my chill mints. OG, a couple of them I'm growing out. Oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. Aussie. I'm checking out some of the chill mints OG crosses that are growing right now, and there's a couple of them that are growing pretty decently in regards to like size and just stacking, and like they're not bad really. I mean there definitely could be worse. There's a few of them that were struggling for a minute, but for the most part they're all doing pretty good. The cool thing, hang on, what time is it? It's about time to go. No, it's 8:26. So, excuse me. The cool thing about the Chill Mints OG and like all those crosses that I have is I technically still have. I haven't grown any outside. I just bought my house, so I just got a house recently here, and I can't grow outside unless it's so like the laws is like it can't be viewed from public, just any public area. So if it can be viewed from public area, it's a public nuisance, and that's a no-go. So I gotta make sure if I do have anything that's outdoors, it has to be all up to par with that type of stuff. So like whether it be locked up and padlocks or fenced in and not above the fence or whatever it may be, it just whatever it is, it can't be seen from the public. So no, I haven't grown anything outside, and I would freaking love to, dude. I would absolutely love to. What about you, brother? What actually everybody, what's everybody growing outside, and what's that like? What's the best next grow? Ukrainian raspberry? Yeah, good shit, Aussie. I'm excited about that. You're gonna have to make sure you post all in the Discord and everything, brother. But yeah, what's everybody grown successfully outside, and what's been the your personal favorite? We still got a couple minutes here. Might even just hit another dab, cause fuck it, why not? Yeah, I love seeing everybody have some of the Culturegen's genetics, man. I already told him when he has some more seeds ready to be purchased, I'll be first in line to make sure they're promoted. You know, I just want to make sure everybody gets a chance to have that stuff, man. I mean, it's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited, very very excited. Oh man, you've had cherry pie, brother? Hell yeah. Yeah, that's dope, Aussie. Oh, okay. You need the Discord link. Hold on, brother. I'll post it right now in the chat. Give me a second. I'll ping it. I'll pin the message. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Dome. Okay, here we go. So we got link. That's funny shit, Aussie. So that's my Discord right there. I'll pin the message. If you guys want to join it, feel free to join. I have different categories on there for Culturegen grows, P&W grows, and yeah, just regular grows, whatever you want to do, man. There's regular chats. It's just a little area for us to go there and chill and have a good time. Just basically just us talking about our grows and sharing experiences and just, you know, being among like-minded people and hanging out, man. So come over and check it out. Oh shit. Candylicious from Irie Genetics. I actually have a Packy Gold from Irie Genetics that I got from somebody in the community. I'm excited to grow that out eventually, but I want to get more Irie Genetics because I don't have anything of his. And Banana got a Mendo Breath from Zoltan Seed Co. That sounds great. I've never heard of them. That sounds really like a really good one. Oh yeah, what up, Skunky Steve? I saw you join the Discord. Good shit, brother. Candylicious does sound fire though. But yeah, when I do grow, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like an outdoor completely grow or like a greenhouse type grow. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. I'm not sure what would be better. Yeah, you gotta watch out for the bud rot, dude. That stuff will make you depressed, for sure. For sure. Yeah, hopefully it does, Aussie. I'm sure it will, brother. But yeah, here we're gonna hit this dab here. Probably hop off. I am really excited to eventually grow outside though. I wanna do that and do like a organic outdoor grow. Oh, that'd be freaking sick. The Candy Queen seeds I'm going to. Oh hell yeah, Skunky. Hell yeah, brother. I can't wait for that. You already know I'm excited about that, brother. I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram after this too. I'm gonna talk to you or on Discord or either one. I'm gonna talk to you for a second and shit, dude. Damn, Aussie, for real, bro. That sucks, brother. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, dude, that sounds fucking fire, Skunky. I promise you, as soon as I get those, I'll pop those bitches and start growing them, dude. As long as I don't have shit like in flower already or whatever, brother. I'm super excited about that. Like I said, I'm always hyped up about getting new genetics. I'm always down to trade stuff too. I mean, if you guys ever want to trade, I'm more than happy to. I got like some exotic genetics, a bunch of their really good seed packs. I like them a lot. I got some. I came across some Native Son genetics because of Mr. Grow It. He did a collaboration with them. They're pretty good. I got their Kugati, Mr. Grow It, and Native Son genetics cross of Chill Out OG and Native Son Genetics Bugatti. It's called Kugati, and it's growing really, really well. I really like it. But yeah, that's a good one. P&W, Coltagen, of course. What else? I got quite a few different bag seeds too. I got a bunch of Detroit Runts bag seeds, bunch of Sure bag seeds, bunch of lemon cherry gelato bag seeds, shit like that. Bunch of other stuff. Cheers, guys. I'm gonna hit this. Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure. It's always a bunch of bullshit, I feel like, you know. But it is what it is. You know, it ain't nothing new. It still sucks losing your stuff like that, though, just because it's freaking environmentals. It's not nothing that you did. It's just, that's just how it goes sometimes. And, you know, at least it wasn't all of it, though, you know. Alright, you guys, definitely hit up the Discord, follow each other on YouTube, hit up the Instagram. But yeah, you already know. DTF and Co's Ohio Grow Show number 8. Thank you guys for joining me. I don't really have much else to talk about here, and I'm getting pretty tired, so I'm gonna get ready to wind down for the evening. I hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy the time with your family. Smoke a fat one for me. And yeah, I'll be ready and come back at you with some more stuff next Sunday, 7:30. You already know. I feel like I was gonna say something else too, guys. Hold on here. I'll remember in a second. Oh, yes. I've been using oh, thank you, Aussie. I appreciate you, brother. I've been using I've been using my fish water. I got 2 fish that my little cousins gave me. For they got it as like a housewarming gift for me for buying my house. They're named Milo and Otis, 2 little goldfish. But hey, what's up, Anthony? What's good, brother? Good to see you, homie. You just catching the end of this, homie. But I was just saying, I've been using that fish water from those 2 fish. I change it every week or 2 weeks, and I just do a 1-to-1 ratio of just regular water and the fish fertilizer, or the fish water, which is basically just fish fertilizer. And I give my plants that water, and the plants are they're loving it, dude. They're absolutely loving it. So if you have any fish and stuff, fish poop, dude. Fish fertilizer. I'm not even joking, dude. I'm not even joking. They've been loving it. They've been loving it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not just doing that too. I'm doing that because I don't want to just waste it. I didn't want to just pour it out, you know. So I wanted to do something with it. And my girl was telling me one time, oh, why don't you just do the fish water? I was like, damn, that's a good idea. So then I did, and they love it. Yeah, Skunky Steve. See, Skunky Steve already knows. Skunky Steve's on top of that shit. But yeah, that's something to think about, though. They call that a closed loop system. And that's what I want to do eventually. I'm actually gonna eventually vermicompost, which is like you just take worms and you're basically just farming their poop, man. Their dung. You just farm their poop, and then you can have worm castings that you can then amend into your soils and reuse your soil, so you don't have to keep buying soil. And then essentially what that ends up doing is you can feed like your organic scraps to that vermicompost bin. And then, like I said, that's a closed loop system. You want to be as closed looped as you can, like not breaking that cycle. So if you can put coffee grounds in there, you can put paper in there, grass clippings in there, you can put freaking you can sterilize sticks from out in the yard, and then which sterilize them by baking them, and then you can put that inside there and stuff. But that's definitely something I want to talk about eventually too. Maybe that's something I'll make a video about or talk about on the podcast too. But yeah, I've been thinking about it heavily. Uncle Jim's Worm Farm and stuff. You can order that stuff on Amazon. But there's a lot of different ways just to be a closed loop system and try to save as much money as you possibly can. Because yeah, it's really awesome to have all the gizmos and gadgets too. And don't get me wrong, I do have like, automated stuff where like my exhaust fan will kick on and off automatically, or this, that, and the third. Like, I do have stuff like that, but to be able to be as closed looped as possible, to save as much money as possible, and to be as resourceful as possible, that's always the goal. So hell yeah to fish water, and shout out to my little cousins. But yeah, hell yeah, dude, that's what's up. Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah. People pay serious money for fish gnawing. I didn't realize that. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. But alright, guys, I think I'm gonna head out of here. Skunky Steve, I'm about to hit you up, brother. But yeah, everybody have a great night. Have a good one. Like I said, smoke a fat one for me. If you haven't ate supper, make sure you eat something. If you haven't done IPM, integrated pest management, make sure you spray your plants down. Don't let them bugs get them. And if you got fish, use your fish water. Water them plants. See the results for yourself. Well, yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys have a good one, man. Peace, one love, and many blessings to all y'all. Deuces. Fish shit really expensive. I'm gonna have to think about that. Maybe I gotta freaking start farming fish shit.